Good morning, good morning. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a hot one today. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me on another video. Florida Life Clips here. Today what I'm going to be doing is a small modification on this mini track loader, and it needs to be done because I have already ripped off this filler cap. This filler cap goes to the hydraulic reservoir there. Here's the problem. Cap, cheap as hell, very flimsy, not sturdy at all. Second problem, I have tried these caps from vehicles, different kinds, because there's different kinds of threads, which I understand. I have went to a big supplier that does, mowers and stuff. This is where I get my chainsaws. I have tried a few different caps, cannot find the proper thread to go into here. If I was to find a American gas cap that was made in the US, I was going to switch over to either aluminum or metal cap, and I would have left this neck. Because if I had aluminum cap or metal, it wouldn't be as flimsy and it wouldn't rip it off. The problem was I was working around some brush. I ran some brush over. What happened is a piece of brush grabbed it underneath here, popped it off like a bottle top. Popped off, cracked the whole thing in half. This whole thing, it's bad design, bad design. So today I'm going to be doing a very simple modification. What I'm going to do is take this off. I'm not going to do any angle calculation here or any damn different kinds of angles to get this right. All I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the top of the neck here down, probably about 2 inches or maybe less, maybe about an inch. I'm going to make a perfect straight cut across there down here, and I'm going to try to measure and figure out how I can get a perfect line like that. So if everything works out correctly, this excess will be removed, and all I'm going to have is the neck, about 3-4 inches, whatever this is right here. I'm going to weld it onto here, so it's going to come up about 3 inches right here. My cap's going to be like that at a 45. Like I said, I don't want to get into too crazy angles because I am not a professional at figuring out angles, and I don't want to get into crazy calculation thing and trying to figure this out because I have to go to work tomorrow. So I'm going to keep it very simple. If everything works out correctly, my cap should be sitting right about right here. And like I said, at a 45, I'm going to be able to take the cap off, and all I'm going to do with the existing hole is just to run a little funnel in there, and if I have to fill my hydraulic reservoir. It would be nice if I could have it, pointing maybe at a 45 going this way, but then I'm going to get into this area here, which I don't want to be in case I have to work on a pump or anything. I think this area is going to be the best place. It's out of the way. It's not going to be in the way of my filter if I have to change it, my air filter. So, yeah, if everything works out correctly, my calculations are right, it's going to sit like right about right here. And this is going to be eliminated, so there's nothing for brush to grab or anything to run into. So now what I'm going to get into it is get my grinder out. I'm going to have to find something to stuff in there, make sure no sparks or any kind of debris goes in there when I'm cutting it off. And as soon as I have it cut off, I'll continue the video. Alright guys, so here I am. What I ended up doing is going a 1/2 inch. So I have something to weld onto, as you can see here. What I did is I took a piece of old t-shirt and I damped it. If any sparks got in there, and I don't want any debris falling into my reservoir, so that's what's in there. And just use a basic cutting wheel on a grinder, and I'm going to try to figure this out where I want the neck to sit. See, like that would be good, but the only problem is I'm not going to be able to weld down here pretty good, so I think I'm going to move this mark up a little bit. Maybe like right here, something like that. So I have a little bit of room to weld and get a weld underneath there. But there she is. Next what I'm going to do is just cut that off and I'll continue the video. Alright guys, so here I am. Got it all done. This is the neck. As you can see, this is where I'll put in my funnel. And like I said, the reason I've done this because this is the easiest way. Of course, it'd be nice if it was angled up, but then you're going to run into some other stuff and I don't have the time to mess with it. There you go. It's going to be like that. It's going to be enough room for me to remove the cap and come in with my funnel through here. And that solves that issue where I won't be ripping any more caps off. I would not have to do this if I found a metal or aluminum cap, but like I said, it's almost impossible. I tried, no lie, probably 20 different caps. None of them worked for that thread. So I'm going to weld this on, paint it with some red paint, and I will show you the finished product. Oh, and also, I'm also using this when I start cleaning this up. And the reason I'm doing it, like I say, because I don't want to get my fluid contaminated in there, because I would have to replace all the fluid. And I just use that little rag there, a little damp rag. And also, before I pull the rag out, I'm using a magnet. I'm running it on top of the rag before I pull it out. And as you could see, a lot of the debris ends up on a magnet before I pull the rag out. So, yeah. So I'm being super careful so I don't have to change the fluid. But yeah, let me get this cleaned up and I'll show you the finished product when I'm done welding it. There it is. There she is. It was a lot easier than I thought. Got all the room I need to take the cap off. Just unscrew it here. Yep, paint's a little still wet, but there you go. There's my neck. No more of it sticking out here. You come around here, and that's where you fill it. So she's all done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. One thing I want you to keep in mind on these videos that I post on these modifications, these are modifications for me and myself only. Not all people that purchase this equipment, this one, or a tractor, or a dump trailer. The modifications I do is to make my life easier. And no, to answer your questions, no, you cannot find equipment out there 100% to fit your needs. There's no way in hell. They just can't satisfy everybody. They try to come close, but you just can't find a piece of equipment that's, you can honestly say, yes, it's set up 100% like I want it to set up, unless you're a homeowner and you use this thing maybe once every month for an hour. If you're in a profession of doing some kind of work and you purchase this kind of machinery, you're going to be doing some modifications, guaranteed. So do keep that in mind on these modifications that you see that I do. Like this neck modification, if it was a homeowner and he wasn't working around any kind of brush, that neck would have been fine for him. But for me, since I'm working around brush, any kind of sticks, it breaks the cap off. So that's why I had to do it. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Any questions, comments, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. And stay tuned. I got more videos on this mini track loader coming out. And I'll definitely be doing an update real soon of all the modifications that I had to do for myself to make my life easier using it. And I'll be posting that soon. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. See ya.